invite on stage Ms. Ramya Venkataraman, founder and CEO of CENTA Pvt. She is an alumna of IIT Delhi and IIM Calcutta and a former senior leader at McKinsey and Company. Ramya made a bold leap into entrepreneurship in 2015 with a mission to make teaching one of the most aspirational professions in the world. Through CENTA, she is building the world's largest professional platform for teachers, now empowering nearly 2 million educators across 1 lakh plus schools in 100 countries. Under her leadership, CENTA has not only influenced national education policy in India, but has also created powerful opportunities for teacher certification, upskilling, and career advancement on a global scale. Recognized as a distinguished alumna of IIM Calcutta, a WISE Prize Global Finalist, and a Women Transforming India awardee by NITI Aayog and the UN, Ramya's work is reshaping the future of education from the ground up. Over to you, ma'am. A very warm welcome to you.
Thanks for being here and thanks for having me here. So I asked AI to create a picture of a school principal, an Indian school principal. So first it gave me this picture on the left. Any resemblance to anyone is entirely fictitious. It was created by AI. Then I asked AI, but isn't the principal worried about so many different things? So shouldn't the person have a worried look? Then it gave me the picture on the right. So anyway, I thought about it and I decided that all the principals I've come across, even though they are worried about 1,000 different things, I think they still somehow manage to maintain the look on the left. I don't know how, but I think most of them manage to maintain the look on the left, even in spite of whatever worries might be running through their mind. So I decided to go with the picture on the left. And I want to talk about the 3 questions from school leaders which led to the formation of CENTA. As he described, I had a corporate career with McKinsey and Company for 15 years, but was passionate about education, in fact, since my high school days. Did bits of volunteering and tried to find out how to impact quality at scale. And one of the things that I started finding is that there is a sort of dichotomy or complexity among the different stakeholders involved in education. So we all say that we want teachers to get trained, we want them to use this technology, that pedagogy, etc., etc. But we never ask the question, why should the teacher want to get trained? How does the teacher's own life, own career change as a result of that? Our answer is always, your class will improve, which is great. But most of us as professionals are not satisfied with that answer. We want something for ourselves also. So what does the teacher get for themselves? And as a result, most school leaders start with this question, how do we get teachers to want training? I can organize training as a school leader. I know how to organize it. I can even conduct it myself. I'm a very good trainer as a school leader. But how do I get the teacher to want that training in the first place? And on top of that, among packed schedules. The second question that school leaders then often juggle with is, okay, in some way I managed to get some interest from my teachers. I managed to organize trainings. And after investing in that PD, my best teachers end up leaving. So how do I retain my best teachers after investing in PD? Otherwise, what's the point of investing in that PD? The third, and even more than principals, this becomes a question for school managements, because very often where the principal and management are different, you will find that the principal might be more on the academic side and thinking about teacher development in an academic context. But the management is also thinking about, ultimately I have to attract parents. Parents are attracted by how the school looks in its infrastructure, what are the board exam marks, how many people cleared IIT JEE, or if I have some sports facilities. How do I tell my parents that my teachers are of high quality? Which is the only thing that then gives value to my teacher training. If I cannot tell my parents, there is no value to it. in a management sense. Obviously, the value is there on the academic side. So these are three questions which principals, among 1,000 other questions, I'm only talking from our point of view. These are three questions that principals are juggling with, still maintaining a smile on their face. And the common answer or the approach of the ecosystem ends up being very push-based, which is to say, let's try to make trainings better. But making it better, creating supply, does not create demand. Or let us make trainings compulsory. But just because somebody attended a training, it doesn't mean they are engaged in it or they are motivated. They are attending because it's compulsory, a captive audience. Right? So all of you are here. How many people are part of the presentation? We don't know. So the third thing, tell leaders, okay, just invest in your teacher training and hope that teachers will stay. So let's hope for the best, let's hope they will stay. Let's tell parents about infrastructure. So parents increasingly want to know what is the quality of teachers in the school. But because we are unable to answer the question, we end up answering a different question, saying my infrastructure is good, something else is good. So this becomes a common push-based approach in the ecosystem. And which is what, as CENTA, we are flipping on the head and trying to make it a win-win for all stakeholders. So for school leaders, we are trying to help them identify, recognize, and therefore retain their great teachers. Great teachers will get retained when their career grows, when they are recognized for their competencies, not through an appeal, not through a mandate. So helping them recognize and retain their great teachers, motivating all their other teachers to learn. And we'll come to some examples of this, where when one teacher is recognized for something, all the other teachers are motivated that, okay, I need to improve my competencies. For teachers, being recognized for their competencies, being rewarded for their competencies, we also support them in other ways, getting personalized, easy to use training and tools. So when we say you will be rewarded for your competencies, the natural question from teachers becomes, I want to build my competencies, how do I build that? And we help them in doing that in a very easy to use manner. And for parents, getting a credible view of the school's teacher quality, which more and more parents are recognizing plays the most important role in their child's education. So what is CENTA? CENTA is the world's largest professional platform for teachers. We work with close to 2 million teachers across 7,000 cities, towns and villages of India and a bunch of other countries including UAE, Nigeria, Ghana, Philippines, etc. I mean, he mentioned 100 plus countries are represented on our platform, but there are about 8 or 10 countries where we work with a large number of teachers. There are more than 1 lakh schools represented. Coming to the school side of this, school leaders have played a very, very important role in our journey, because at every step in the last 10 years, school leaders have guided us on what is needed to make our work relevant for schools. So, about 2 years back, we brought all this together in the form of a single portal called CENTA for Schools, which makes it extremely easy for a school or a school leader to engage with CENTA. What CENTA for Schools does, one is appraisals, which can feed into your teacher promotions, teacher increments, etc. There are now many schools across the country which have an HR policy that teachers need to come and show their CENTA scores once in a couple of years, and the school recognizes and rewards that in a certain way, and that helps you retain your great teachers and make them feel that their career will grow along with their competencies. The CENTA Teaching Quotient Test, by the way, is one of the world's largest teacher assessments and has widely benchmarked data nationally and internationally. And it's a practice-oriented test which is done in a very simple multiple choice format. The second part of this is training or CPD, and very interestingly since morning, I think most of the people I've met have told me that some teachers in their school are already using the CENTA platform for learning. Glad to hear that. As a school leader, you can direct it a lot more by assigning specific trainings to them, seeing how they are learning, combining that with live workshops, etc. We provide an AI toolkit which allows teachers to generate lesson plans, generate worksheets, so acts as a co-pilot for teachers. And we also help you with your teacher recruitment. And invariably when we say this, a lot of schools ask us, so if you are recruiting teachers, can my own teachers get recruited? And the answer is no. Whenever your teachers join CENTA through a school login, they get a different backend ID where none of the recruiting messages go to them. So as a school, you fully control what are the kinds of opportunities you want to tell your teachers about. If you check that, okay, allow part-time opportunities to be shared with my teachers or myself as a school leader, we do that. If you say no, don't allow any opportunity, part-time or full-time, then we don't share any opportunity. So this is CENTA for schools. As I said, it also helps you talk about teacher quality with parents. Over the years, again, we found a lot of schools doing this in many different ways. Somebody would put this up on their reception notice board, somebody would put it on social media, somebody would even put it in a newspaper, etc. So then we said, okay, bringing all this together, why don't we rate schools on their teacher quality? And in fact, our first cohort of A-rated schools is being announced soon. And schools have complete control on how they manage this rating, meaning whether they want to announce it or they don't want to announce it. We believe in giving full control to the teacher, to the school, and this is not an advocacy where we are putting the score in some platform. School can decide. Some school says, okay, I got a B+, but I still think it's very good and I want to announce it. Some school says I got an A, but I still will wait for a AAA before I announce it. That's completely fine. So those are the things CENTA for Schools does. There's an easy-to-use dashboard for the school leader. We work, as I said, with tons of schools all over India and beyond, and separately. And while this may not be of a lot of interest for this audience, we also work with a lot of governments and both state governments and central government bodies through our other vertical. And our work has been accepted in a bunch of international forums. So with that, I'll just leave you with one announcement for today, which is that we have two interesting activities going on today. One is to try out a very short quiz, which is one of our teacher assessments, and we are giving prizes at the end of the day to the top scorers. Currently, there are 2 prize winners we have already identified, and I'm just going to mention them. Puttaswamy V from BGS Model Public School, Nagar Mangla, and Padmaja A from Brainy Stars International Montessori and School in Bangalore. So these are 2 prize winners we have already identified. You have an opportunity to become prize winners, take a short quiz. More importantly, you'll get a sense of how these assessments work. The second thing is that you can also generate your own lesson plan or worksheet using our co-pilot, AI co-pilot, and get a feel for how that can shorten your teachers' time spent on some of these activities. So these are just 2 small activities we have going on, and I think my colleague will also share QR codes with you for doing that. But with that, thank you very much. We look forward to being in touch with many of you.
Thank you so much, Ramya Venkataraman, founder and CEO of CENTA Pvt. Limited.